made Granny with the PlayStation 1 Graphics. A stealth horror game where you are trapped inside an old house. You need to escape before Granny hears you and starts hunting you. This is Granny. I wanted to challenge myself by recreating this game, but with a very painful deadline of 7 days. That means I only had 1 week to work on everything. I had to build and release at least the base version of the project in that time, and I also wanted to publish it for free so anyone could download it and play. And since this deadline is completely insane, we're starting now. I wanted to start modeling right away, but Granny's house is very complex. The house changed a lot during the game's updates. Many new rooms were added, more paths, more doors, and more details everywhere. The early version of the house is much simpler than the later updates. Later versions are bigger and much harder to recreate. Trying to rebuild that specific version from scratch would completely destroy the 7-day challenge. So I had to make a smart and realistic decision. Instead of rebuilding everything, I used the house model from the early version of the game. Then I downgraded all the textures to a much lower resolution. This way, I kept the exact layout of the house, but gave it a classic low detail look. Next, I needed Granny herself. I started with a very simple base mesh. I painted textures on it and turned it into Granny, keeping her proportions strange and uncomfortable. I wanted her to look unsettling, just like in the original game. For the player character, I used the same idea. I started with a simple base mesh and painted a basic texture. I also added a mask to hide the player's identity. In Granny, we never really know who the player is, so this lets players imagine their own story if they want. I honestly expected something to break during this setup, but surprisingly, everything worked fine. Now the main models were ready, so I put everything into Unity. The first thing I programmed was the player movement. Simple walking, simple turning, nothing fancy, just enough to move around the house. After that, I worked on Granny's behavior system. She walks around the house on her own, and when the player makes noise, she reacts. She moves faster and starts searching for you. Day 1, done. With the core systems working, I moved on to how the game actually feels to play. I wanted the game to feel more cinematic and uncomfortable, so instead of using a normal first-person camera, I used fixed camera angles. These were inspired by classic survival horror games, games where you cannot always see what is coming. The house layout stayed exactly the same, but the feeling of the game changed completely. Before moving forward, I also added a simple main menu, nothing complex, just a few basic buttons, a play button, a quit button, and a credit screen. Instead of showing my name, the credits show the members of the channel. These are the people who support the channel financially. This is my way of saying thank you and showing appreciation for their support. Day 2, done. A horror game without tension does not work. So next, I focused on helping the player feel danger. I added a heartbeat sound to the game. When Granny is far, there is no sound. Then, when she gets closer, the heartbeat starts. Then, I added places to hide. The player can hide inside wardrobes. The player can also hide under beds. Because Granny is very strong, hiding is very important. The game now feels dangerous, but it also needs to be dangerous. So I opened Blender and made a jump scare animation. Then I downloaded a scary sound from the internet. And now, when Granny finds you, this happens. Day 3, done. Now, I needed a clear goal for the player. So I simplified the escape from the original game. Instead of many endings, there is only one way out. The player needs to find the key, then open the main door and then leave the house. I made a very simple key in Blender, then I placed it somewhere inside the house. After that, I added a simple pickup system, so when the player is close, they can take the object. To finish this loop, I added an escape trigger. When the player leaves the house, a victory screen appears. With all systems connected, the core gameplay was complete, and it was surprisingly tense. Day 4 done. Before showing the final gameplay, I just want to say thank you for the support on the channel. These short deadline projects are very stressful to make, but seeing people enjoy them makes everything worth it. If you want to try this strange, low detail version yourself, the full demo is available for free, link in the description. And now, enjoy the full gameplay